history is full of firsts.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they haven't let it. Send us some of your
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
Good morning. This morning, a man is dead after being shot at a North Houston McDonald's. We're going to hear from witnesses who saw the entire thing and what police are saying about the search for the gunman.
First results are in from the New Hampshire primary after folks in the three tiny towns cast their midnight vote. NBC's Alice Barr in New Hampshire this morning. She'll have the latest on Decision 2020.
And get ready for another wet morning, so you need to plan for some extra time on your morning commute. Plus, Britt is tracking the chilly weather and when we can expect a warm up, and it is chilly start to our day. I was really not expecting that when I walked out the door.
A little bit cooler, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the front made it all the way down to the coast. It doesn't look like it's going to wiggle back today, so what you're feeling is kind of what you get.
So no wiggle back.
No wiggle back. No. We're going to keep it down there.
Later on TikTok.
So it's going to be, I'm sure you'll think of something creative, that's for sure. It's going to be a cooler day out there. Good idea to grab your umbrella. The good news is the rain is going to be fairly light. Shouldn't slow you down too much, but it's going to be an annoyance. It will be out and about throughout your day. So let's take you outside and show you what it looks like. A little gloomy out there. It's going to be one of those, as Frank likes to say, drizzerable days. We could have a few slick spots on the road just because the roads are damp, but again, the showers that are moving through are extremely light. A different story to the north of us. We have thunderstorms rolling over Madisonville, well, just north of that point along 45. So if you are driving, leaving from Houston, driving up towards North Texas, you could see some stronger thunderstorms, but for us, we're just looking at some scattered showers. The front itself is offshore. All our winds have shifted from the north, coming in about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that's going to pull in that cool air. So right now, we're waking up to the 40s off to the north and west. We're at 53 degrees currently here in Houston and 60 degrees at the coast. We are not going to see a huge warm up today. We'll probably make it up to about 60. We'll have overcast skies and some light showers in and out throughout the day. Kind of a cool winter day on tap. We still have that second cold front in the forecast for tomorrow. Eric, that could bring in a round of thunderstorms. We'll give you details on that coming up. Over to you.
All right, very good. Britta, thank you very much for that, and a happy Tuesday to you. We've got a good story for you as far as traffic goes early on this Tuesday morning, 4:32. We've got nothing going on as far as crashes go. In fact, stalls are pretty much non-existent around town. So the 610 loop is looking great. We've got the Katy Freeway flowing along nicely with light volumes out there. If you're an early morning commuter, this is the story you've got. Southwest Freeway, same thing. I could show you a myriad of shots, and they all look look the same. Roadways are fairly dry, a little damp in spots, especially well north of town where Brady showed you the heavier rain. But in town in particular, things looking just fine. And as you might expect, morning drives are right on time. We are in the green as far as drive times go. 11 minutes in from Pearland, and from the Woodlands, you're taking a 24-minute trip into downtown. Back to you guys.
Eric Bray, thank you, sir. 4:33 right now. We've got some breaking news. A man is dead, shot at a McDonald's just before 8 last night.
That's right. This all happened at the restaurant on Airline in West Tidwell. That's where we find Channel 2's Taisha Walker this morning. So, Taisha, what are police saying about the gunman?
Well, the gunman still at large this morning tonight. We know that the shooting happened right over there in the parking lot where you see that maroon colored truck parked right this morning. We know, according to a witness, that the man was shot as soon as he got out of his car. It happened around 8 o'clock last night here in the parking lot of this McDonald's off of Airline Drive near West Tidwell. An eyewitness tells us that when the victim exited his car, about 5 gunshots could be heard. The man, who was shot multiple times, ran to bystanders asking for help. Eyewitnesses tell us that police say they recall seeing a red car drive away.
I heard a car go off. As soon as I stood up, my granny came outside to see if I was okay. And then I look in front of me and there's a man drenched in blood. And he says, I got hit, call the police. And then he just collapsed in front of me.
And the victim was taken to a hospital where he then passed away hours after that shooting. Again, this morning, the shooter still at large. No identification released just yet on the victim. Reporting live in North Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, thank you, Taisha. This morning, Harris County deputies are trying to see if slick roads caused a deadly rollover crash in Huffman. Deputies say this happened at about 1:30 this morning on FM 2100 and Guy Road. Now, we are told the 36-year-old driver was thrown from that car and was not wearing a seatbelt.
Also breaking this morning, a man is dead after hitting a tree in Needville. Deputies tell us they responded to the crash at the FM 442 and Dipple-Lehman Road in Fort Bend County around 1 o'clock in the morning. The driver of the truck was in his 60s. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
Time right now is 4:35 this morning. The Houston Avenue Bridge right along the Katy Freeway is now back open this morning. Crews had to shut down 2 eastbound lanes of that last night. This was all to clear a 10-foot tall cylinder that was right on the roadway. They fell off a truck, you can see him here, that was hauling them. Houston police had to park their patrol cars next to those cylinders to prevent them from rolling into traffic. The bridge has been hit dozens of times in just the last 6 years. Worldwide, cases of the coronavirus continue to rise. So here's the latest information we know this morning. Chinese officials noted that nearly 2,500 new cases were reported yesterday alone. That now brings the total number of infections in mainland China to more than 42,000. Worldwide, more than 43,000 people have been sickened, but officials say nearly 4,000 Chinese patients have been cured and discharged from the hospital. Yesterday, city health officials joined Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who spoke on the importance of stopping misinformation surrounding the coronavirus.
So I'm going to ask the public not to be inclined to be engaged with social media panic, social media rumors. Dr. Shore said that if you or your loved one or someone you know shows signs of a common cold in this season of flu and otherwise, they need to see a medical provider.
There have been 13 confirmed coronavirus cases here in the U.S., none of them in Texas.
4:36. The voting continues. It's primary day in New Hampshire. The first votes have already been cast. It's a tradition, too. Voting kicks off just after midnight in a few small towns in far north of the state. Now, Alice Barr is in Manchester this morning. She's got the latest from the campaign trail, including a visit from President Trump.
At the stroke of midnight in the northern reaches of New Hampshire, tradition stretches back through time as 3 tiny towns cast the first votes of the first in the nation primary. Here in Dixville Notch, Michael Bloomberg winning 3 out of 5 votes cast, but Amy Klobuchar leading the pack in a tally of all 3 towns. She's been surging in the state after a strong debate performance here.
I need your help right now. We are on the cusp of something really great.
The true test comes as voters turn out throughout the day today, with the latest polls showing Bernie Sanders pulling ahead.
It means that we are in this together, that every family in America has its problems, and we have got to stand together.
Pete Buttigieg running right behind, riding off a victory in the Iowa caucus, though Sanders requested a partial review. Buttigieg pitching himself as the choice to build a coalition.
At a moment when our country is so divided, we can't risk further polarizing the American people.
That has been Joe Biden's domain.
It just makes me work harder.
He and Elizabeth Warren now fighting to make up ground.
Senator, you got 24 hours to go. How are you feeling?
I feel great.
And in a reminder of the true fight ahead, President Trump hosting a rally in Manchester.
We are going to defeat the radical socialist Democrats. We are going to win New Hampshire in a landslide.
A crowd of thousands backing the current president, while a field of Democrats makes the case to replace him. In Manchester, New Hampshire, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you, Alice. Well, I'm sure you've seen it. Everyone seems to be posting pictures of their brooms on social media.
Yeah, it's a viral broom challenge. Did we miss our opportunity to do this thing or not? Because we don't want to do it anyway. Britta, here you go. Over to you.
I'm hoping I missed my opportunity because I think I'm just going to take a pass on that one. So this morning we're waking up chilly and damp with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Grab your jacket, grab your umbrella. We do have cloudy skies today. Thunderstorms moving into the forecast for tomorrow. I'll let you know when sunshine will be returning. Good morning. Your time is 4:41. We are waking up to damp, chilly weather, and we're tracking some thunderstorms to the north of us. I don't think we'll see too many thunderstorms here in town today, but we are expecting that light rain, scattered showers. Grab your umbrella. This is what we're tracking right here in Harris County. Very light showers. You can see them right over the loop and also moving up the Gulf Freeway. So you are going to see a few slick spots on the road. Meanwhile, those thunderstorms to the north of town, if you are traveling up to the north, you're going to be running into those driving up 45, heading up towards Dallas. There's a live look over downtown. Very cloudy skies this morning. We do have a 40% chance of these lightly scattered showers continuing through the day. Take a look at those temperatures. We're waking up in the 40s and 50s. We'll only top off at 60 degrees this afternoon. We'll talk about a little bit of sunshine, but first, some thunderstorms we have to get through to get to that sunshine. Tanaya, your full forecast is just minutes away.
All right, thank you, Britta. Well, today the city of Houston will honor former city secretary Anna Russell in a celebration of life.
Mayor Turner and community leaders will join Russell's family for a tribute to Anna at 9:30 this morning at the Hobby Center. She died last week at the age of 88. She served the city of Houston for nearly 70 years and worked with 9 mayors. Well, a couple of guys drove up next to Deshaun Watson, and their excited reactions going viral.
That's right. Coming up, the hilarious video of the fans showing Watson some love that has the QB tweeting about just how much he loves Houston.
Probably heard of Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality, but did you know Kobe was a big fan of sharks? And did you know why? We'll talk about that when we come back. It's 4:43.
Prove this message.
4:45 right now, checking top stories around the nation. 4 members of China's military have been charged with a massive hack of credit reporting agency Equifax. The 4 were indicted by a federal grand jury last week. U.S. Attorney General William Barr announced the charges yesterday. Those charges include economic espionage and wire fraud. The 2017 hack of the credit reporting agency affected tens of millions of Americans.
Dozens of people honored the Altobelli family at a public memorial in Orange County, California yesterday. John, Carrie, and their 14-year-old daughter, Alyssa, were just 3 of the 9 people killed in that helicopter crash that also took the lives of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gianna. City Hall was lit up in red last night to honor the Altobelli family. John was a baseball coach for 27 years at Orange Coast Community College in Costa Mesa, but he got his start playing for and then coaching at the University of Houston.
Shark experts have named a great white after basketball legend Kobe Bryant, who was apparently fascinated with the fearsome creatures. He once said he studied great whites to help him prepare to guard Allen Iverson.
Oh, wow.
The Marine Conservation Science Institute studies sharks that migrate to waters around Guadalupe Island each year. The sharks are normally numbered, so when number 24 came along this year, they said, well, let's name that one Kobe. Spring training's almost here for our Houston Astros. Pitchers and catchers are getting ready for their first practice tomorrow. Here's Vanessa Richardson.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome into the Xfinity Sports Desk. Here's what's happening. Well, Sunday there was a record crowd at the Fertitta Center, and those folks watched the Cougs crush the Wichita State Shockers 76-43. That brought UH to 19 in the coaches poll, 20th in the AP. Those rankings just came out yesterday. The Cougs are rocking a 19-5 record, 9-2 in the AAC. They take on South Florida on Friday. And Baylor continues their record-breaking season, visiting the Longhorns yesterday. Bears dominant in this one from the get-go. Maceo Teague with the wide open three from the corner. Baylor held Texas to just 16 points in the first half. This is Baylor's 21st consecutive win. Wow. All right, and a funny moment in the Jazz Mavericks game. Jordan Clarkson tried a three-pointer from the far corner, but the ball never came down. It got stuck on the backboard. So some of his teammates and some of the guys from the opposing team tried to help. Porzingis borrowed a big broom. He's 7'3". Should be no problem, right? No luck. So his teammate Boban took over. Boban 7'4", one poke. The ball eventually came down. That was so funny. And again, that happened just up the road in Dallas. All right, big week for the Astros. All roads lead to West Palm Beach, Florida, where pitchers and catchers report on Wednesday and begin workouts on Thursday under new manager Dusty Baker. Full squad workouts open next Monday, and our Randy McAvoy is heading to Florida. He's en route, checking in. He'll have expanded coverage on air and online daily at click2houston.com. Again, that coverage starts today. Well, the Cy Creek girls are in the middle of an incredible season, currently 34-0. We'll have a feature on Cy Creek and their stellar team tonight. But right now, I got to tell you about a prank the girls pulled on their head coach. Yes, they TP'd their head coach's house. They even took pictures. So how did head coach Jennifer Alexander get them back? Well, she made them wear old, baggy uniforms on the road, all for fun, of course.
You know, my sister and I were talking right before that week about doing something team bonding, and I was like, hey, they already did it. They beat us to the punch. So it was funny. They did a good job. I promised them I would get them back, and I think we did that tonight.
And that's all we have for sports right now. Have a great morning. Thank you, Vanessa. Well, a couple of Texans fans going viral now for their reaction to seeing Deshaun Watson driving down the street. You've got to check this out.
My boy D. White in the Bentley truck. Oh, yeah. I see you, boy. Hey, represent, baby. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, this video has been reposted and gotten more than 65,000 likes. Even Watson sharing the tweet saying, I love Houston. It's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Best reaction ever.
He's just like he wasn't at, grocery shopping or something.
Right.
At least they were,
That was funny.
on their own path.
Separated. Exactly. Oh, man. Gosh, it's a little chilly and drizzly today.
Yeah, it's not going to be the best weather day. We're going to keep it rather cool. We're going to have these scattered showers across town, so jackets and umbrellas for everyone. The good news is we do have sunshine still in the forecast for the end of the work week. We just have to get to the end of the work week. So let's take you outside, show you what we are waking up to. This is kind of a cool shot on our Kaplan Sinus Relief camera, right? We do have overcast skies this morning. You're going to run into damp roads on your drive, so just, don't go too fast. Give yourself that appropriate braking distance. Our temperatures right now generally in the 40s and 50s across town, and it's definitely going to remain a rather cool day. We're at 53 degrees right now here in Houston, holding on to the 40s out to the west and northwest of downtown, 60 degrees in Galveston, and 53 degrees currently in Sugar Land. We're tracking some thunderstorms to the north of us. Those are not moving towards our area, so don't worry about that. But what you see in Harris County, Liberty County, those light scattered showers, that's what we can anticipate happening throughout our day. They're going to be in and out. We also are tracking some fog directly at the coast. It's fairly patchy. We're seeing it up to the north as well in Huntsville. Your visibility about 1 to 2 miles, so we will have that slightly reduced visibility throughout the morning hours. Temperatures this afternoon, only 60 degrees. It's going to be a cool winter day, very damp, those on and off light rain showers. We're working in all this moisture from the Pacific. Meanwhile, take a look at this spin spin out towards Arizona. That's an upper level system that's moving in our direction. It's going to drag a cold front through here during the day tomorrow, and that will finally clear out the skies. It's going to come with a round of thunderstorms. Let me take you hour by hour. Here's the cold front that is right offshore. It's not going to be moving back today, so that's why we're expecting those temperatures to stay cool. We'll have those showers moving in on and off throughout the day. Temperatures this afternoon maybe about 60 degrees. Let's go into the overnight into tomorrow. We continue with these light scattered rain showers, temperatures in the 50s, and here comes the cold front tomorrow morning. It is a little bit of a faster mover compared to the front that rolled through yesterday. It's going to bring us a round of showers and storms. Temperatures ahead of the front, possibly getting into the upper 60s. That's pretty much all we're going to see. And then behind it, we drop again. I mean, look at this. Brenham, you're down to 49 degrees come Wednesday afternoon. Behind that cold front, we still have a line of showers and storms lagging behind the system that has to clear through. So I don't anticipate us completely drying out until we get into Wednesday evening. We're talking about maybe a half an inch of rainfall, maybe up to an inch. So again, no flooding concern, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a round of thunderstorms with this cold front rolling through tomorrow. And then as we get into Thursday and Friday, Eric, sunshine takes over. Looking pretty good for Valentine's Day.
All right, excellent. Got to get through a little bit of wet weather, but it looks like things line out by the end of the week. All right, traffic. Things are lining out beautifully right now. We are accident-free. We've got a Gulf Freeway that is green from NASA Road 1 through the Beltway into the Loop and, yes, to downtown. 20 minutes right now to get you downtown from NASA Road 1. And this is what it looks like at NASA Road 1. A little damp out there. You can see the road has a bit of a sheen to it, so maybe a few slick spots out there. Most of the rain is off to the north of Houston right now, so largely dry start to the day. East Tex Freeway at Rankin looking about the same as the Gulf Freeway, and the Northwest Freeway, no changes there too. A few cars on the roads, but people moving along beautifully at posted speeds. In fact, 14 minutes right now to get from Cypress into the 610 loop. That's not a bad drive. And 24 minutes to get you in from Sugar Land, 11 minutes in from Pearland. We are in the green, north to south, east to west. Drive safely.
Eric, great, thank you. 4:53. What's trending today? Maybe you've seen it by now. People posting pictures of their brooms standing up.
Yeah, kind of like this. The viral craze all started with tweets suggesting that NASA said yesterday was the only day the standing broom trick would actually work because of the Earth's gravitational pull or special tilt. But it's not true. You can make a broom stand upright any day because brooms have a low center of gravity. So if you adjust the bristles just right, this is going to work every time.
Unless you got a really old broom where the bristles all kind of like fall out in one direction, then you're toast. I love how they pinned it on NASA too.
I know.
Like, oh no, NASA told me. So you're going to have a lot of pictures. This is what we got here from the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. The tweet says it looks like he's cheating. Like you can't tell though, because see the angle?
Yeah.
Looks like he's still holding it with his finger. Anyway, let's see. We got some Twitter. Oh, upside down. That's good. That takes skill. Balancing. It's like you go work for Cirque du Soleil now. You got balance into your life there. A former player says the Astros cheating scandal cost him a job in 2017, so now he's suing.
Coming up at 5, the player involved in that lawsuit and what he wants the Astros to do with their playoff bonuses.
Well, as we continue our coverage of the coronavirus, it's important to realize that disease outbreaks, they can be a scary topic for children who may hear what's going on and really not quite understand it.
Coming up at 5, health reporter Haley Hernandez breaks down how to talk to your children about the coronavirus.
Sometimes you need a little light for a dark space at home, but you don't want to buy a nightlight. Coming up, Amy Davis is going to test out the Night Angel. It's 4:57 on Channel 2 News today.
North Carolina editions. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News today.
Well, this morning the rain's calmed down from yesterday, but it's a bit chilly when another front will be bringing in more rain.
Only on 2 and caught on camera, a tow truck driver accused of stealing stuff from an accident victim's car and then causing even more damage.
The first primary is underway in Decision 2020. The midnight poll results are in New Hampshire as President Trump calls his opponents out.
I don't really think we actually have a candidate against us.
Straight ahead, we get a live report from New Hampshire with some Democrats looking for a rebound after Iowa. Good morning to you on this Tuesday, the 11th of February. I'm Owen Conflenti.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Eric is on traffic, but first, let's go to Britta with a check on our forecast. Britta, good morning.
Good morning. A little chilly out there. Grab your jacket, grab your umbrella. We're tracking some thunderstorms to the north of us. Those are not moving into our area, so don't worry about that. But what you will encounter today are light, annoying rain showers. That light drizzle, scattered showers is going to be damp for the entire day. Let's take you into Harris County, where we are tracking some scattered showers moving on through, so don't be caught off guard if you do have a few wet roads to contend with during your morning drive. You can see those moving around northern portions of Brazoria County from Pearland, pushing towards Fresno and Fort Bend County, and then also on the northeast side along 90, you're going to see a few showers in Beaumont Place. Temperature-wise, we're in the 40s and 50s. It's not going to be a very warm day. The cold front is right offshore and will barely reach about 60 degrees as we go into the afternoon. We'll keep in a 40% chance of rainfall throughout the day, but keep in mind, those are going to be light scattered showers. Eric, we still have thunderstorms in the forecast. Those are expected tomorrow. I have details on that coming up.
All right, looking forward to that, Britta. Thank you very much. Time saver traffic now. I hope you're getting a good start to your Tuesday. Good news as far as traffic goes. No crashes on area roads right now. East side of town looking pretty good. A little bit of drizzle here and there, so some damp roadways. But that's the biggest problem you've got to deal with so far this morning. Taking a look at drive times. Outbound on the east side of town, downtown to 3:30 on I-10, the East Freeway, 15 minutes. Same thing, 225 from the 610 loop out to State Highway 146. So we are looking good, not only there, but elsewhere. Inbound drive times are in the green as well. 10 minutes in from Pearland, 20 minutes in from Clear Lake, and for you Kingwood commuters on the East Tex Freeway, 21 minutes for you. Back to you guys.
Okay, Eric, thank you. 5:02 now. Breaking news out of Fort Bend County this morning. A driver is dead after a crash overnight. According to authorities, he slammed into a tree. And this is what's left of the truck. Deputies found it off of FM 442 and Dipple-Lehman Road in Needville. Investigators also tell us the man who was driving was the only person inside the truck, so they're just trying to figure out what caused him to crash.
Time right now is 5:02. Now to a developing story centered around a North Houston McDonald's. Police say a man was shot in the restaurant parking lot. This is all after his girlfriend asked him to stop there to use the restroom. They see that 27-year-old victim was shot several times, and he later died at the hospital. This happened at that restaurant on Airline in West Tidwell. Now, as of right now, there is no sign of the shooter, but police believe he and the victim knew each other. Witnesses told investigators the man was shot as he was getting out of his vehicle. One witness we spoke to says that man was just covered in blood.
And I look in front of me, and there's a man drenched in blood, and he says, "I got hit, call the police," and then he just collapsed in front of me.
Again, the shooter is still on the run this morning. Now to a story you'll only see right here on 2. A tow truck driver accused of stealing stuff from an accident victim's car.
Now, the victim says they cost thousands of dollars in additional damage. Our Vincent Crivelli's live on the story this morning. He's got more of the dash cam footage that captured it all. Vincent?
Good morning. Roy Solis says the driver stole from him and caused thousands of dollars of damage inside his vehicle. Take a look at this upsetting video. Roy Solis says you can see what appears to be a tow truck driver inside his car. He doesn't seem to notice the dash camera while he rummages through the car, taking cash, AirPods, and a radar detector, according to Solis. Solis filed a police report after he says the company the driver works for, Camel Wrecking, refused to help. Solis says he was involved in a fender bender, got out to assess the damage. Then the at-fault driver sped off and hit him. He was taken to the hospital. That's when he says a driver with Camel Wrecking towed his car away.
These are the people that are supposed to be helping you, not someone that violates you when you're not watching. And that's the way I feel. I feel violated.
We tried getting in touch with the accused driver. However, the owner here refused to help. Reporting live in Southeast Houston, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, thank you for that update, Vincent.
So we're working to learn if charges will be filed after someone was hit and killed in northwest Houston. This was last night at FM 1960 and Mills Road. Police say the victim came out of the woods and tried to cross outside the crosswalk when at least one vehicle hit them. The driver immediately stopped. We're told the victim was hit by at least one other vehicle, which also apparently returned to the scene, and both drivers are said to be cooperating with police.
Only on 2, a pizza driver robbed while making a delivery in northwest Harris County. Max Marin says the home where he was dropping off the food turned out to be vacant, and the robbers were waiting inside of a car in the driveway. He said they pointed a gun at him, forced him to turn over his cell phone and money, and then they stole his vehicle. Marin says he's just glad he got out of that situation alive.
In the back of my mind, I do worry about me not being here for my family, not necessarily for my own sake, but for my loved ones, you know. So of course I complied, wanting to give them what they could so I can come home to my wife.
Marin says he ran to a neighbor's home and was able to call 911, but those carjackers were long gone by then. He also tells us that the car that was stolen was his only mode of transportation, and he had just finished paying it off.
We're working to get more information about a Clear Creek ISD teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. The district tells us the teacher worked at Space Center Intermediate for about 4 years, and she resigned in the midst of the investigation. They also tell us they got a tip Friday night, and they started the investigation Monday morning. So far, criminal charges have been filed.
Time now is 5:06. A really heartbreaking sight out of Fort Bend County. 11 dogs left malnourished and without medical care. Deputies from the Fort Bend County Precinct 3 Constable's office says those animals were in a home right along Winterbriar Drive near West Fuquay Street, just east of Missouri City. Now, these dogs have since been given to the Bark Animal Shelter. The Constable's office says criminal charges are now pending. The First in the Nation primary is now underway in New Hampshire, and the votes, some of them, already been cast.
That's right. They do it at midnight in some small towns. President Trump held a campaign rally in Manchester last night before the polls opened. Back in 2016, President Trump lost New Hampshire in the general election by a narrow margin. So now he's on the attack to flip the granite state come November. And last night he touched on familiar topics and targets, including Democrats and the impeachment trial.
We hear that there could be, because you have crossovers in primaries, don't you? So I hear a lot of Republicans tomorrow will vote for the weakest candidate possible of the Democrats. Does that make sense? You people wouldn't do that. My only problem is I'm trying to figure out who is their weakest candidate. I think they're all weak. One another.
Coming up at 5:15, NBC's Morgan Radford is in New Hampshire, and she'll bring us the latest from the campaign trail. So the Rockets looking for redemption after that crazy buzzer beater loss on Sunday.
Yeah, still ahead at 5. Who they're looking to beat tonight at Toyota Center.
And we are waking up to cloudy skies, light rain showers, and chilly temperatures. Right now, we're in the 40s and 50s, so grab your jacket and grab your umbrella. We'll take you through your rain chances for today coming up.
Good morning on this Tuesday. Time saver traffic for you if you're coming in from the south side of town, 288. This is what you're facing. Kind of a damp roadway here at Alameda Genoa on 288. A little bit of haze too, but it looks like our visibility overall is doing pretty well. 11 minutes in from the Pearland area right now. That is delay free thanks to the low volume out there. And inbound drive times across the board looking great. In the Green Woodlands, 24-minute drive in from Katy on the Katy Freeway, 22 minutes. And your Sugarland drive from the Grand Parkway into downtown, 24 minutes. Britta?
And Eric, we are tracking some showers on Exact Track radar, some thunderstorms to the north of town. Now, the thunderstorms that we do have to the north of us, they're not moving into our area, so I wouldn't worry about heavy downpours, but we are going to see some scattered showers today, and those damp roads will be around. So just make sure that you're giving yourself appropriate space for braking. As we go into the southeast side of town, we have some scattered showers up the Gulf Freeway, also moving over Hobby Airport. They are going to be on and off throughout the entire day. Just a quick look at those thunderstorms to the north of us in case you are traveling north of town this morning. If you're hopping up on 45, you could be running into those thunderstorms. Again, our rainfall today is going to be light. That light drizzle, those scattered showers will keep it cloudy and cool with temperatures struggling to get to about 60 degrees. Here's a look at what we're expecting by lunchtime, and for after school pickup, have that umbrella handy. We'll take a look at what we're expecting for our cold front that's arriving tomorrow. Over to you, Owen.
All right, Britta, thank you so much. It's 5:11 right now. Rockets suit up tonight for the Celtics for the first time this season. Rockets have their work cut out for them. The Celtics are on a 7-game winning streak. So here's hoping the Rockets can snap that. The game time's 8:30 tonight at Toyota Center. Last game before they stop for All-Star celebrations.
In the ongoing college admissions scandal, we are now getting a look at the resume that prosecutors say was faked to help get Lori Loughlin's daughter into college.
Coming up, what that resume says.
And you are looking live right now from Bedford, New Hampshire. The first primary election now underway. A live report from one of the polling stations in New Hampshire. as Democrats hope for a rebound from Iowa.
North Carolina.
Good morning. Time right now is 5:14. Live look outside at the Southwest Freeway. Chilly start to our day. It's in the 50s right now. Britta will have your full forecast coming up in just a few moments.
Okay, breaking news from the Spring area right now. Deputy constables with Precinct 4 are saying this big mess is part of a burglary, a truck that crashed into a CVS at Glenlock Forest Drive near 99, the Grand Parkway. And then you can see the vehicles all the way inside the store. So we're working to find out if, they basically, Blake, they crashed right through the front doors of the place. That's incredible. We'll find out if anybody was hurt, if they got anybody in custody, from our Vincent Crivelli, who's on the way there to check out that mess.
Well, it has been a rough few days for law enforcement across the country. Just yesterday, 2 police officers were wounded in a shootout with a gunman at a Walmart in Arkansas. That gunman was killed by police, and the officers are still recovering this morning. Now, this comes after 2 ambushes in New York City that also left 2 officers injured. 45-year-old Robert Williams is now facing several charges. Now, the head of the Police Sergeants Union says the NYPD was declaring war on Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Isn't that a little strong?
No, it's factual. The cops in this city do not respect the mayor.
The mayor responded on Twitter, writing, quote, "Our city is hurting right now. This is no time for division."
Well, this next story will rattle the nerves of any parent. There's new video showing the moment a school bus crashed in Ohio back in December. There were 25 students on board. When a car ran a red light and slammed into the bus, the students go flying. They ultimately escaped through the windows and the emergency exit. 8 of the students and the bus driver were taken to the hospital that day with injuries that were not considered serious, despite what you just saw there.
Wow.
The U.S. Justice Department's accusing a branch of the Chinese military of the 2017 hack of Equifax, the credit reporting company. They're also indicting 4 members of the Chinese military in that case. 145 Americans' names, birth dates, social security numbers were all stolen in the data breach. The FBI says there's no indication China has used the information, but this could be part of an effort to gather information on Americans in government, the military, or big companies to eventually target them for blackmail or espionage.
Time right now is 5:16 this morning. Now to the very latest in the college admission scandal saga. We are now getting a look at the resume that prosecutors say was fake to help actress Lori Loughlin's daughter get into school. According to that resume, Olivia Jade participated in rowing competitions and even received several awards. Her parents are accused of paying $500,000 to have their daughters designated as crew recruits to the University of Southern California, even though neither is a rower. All right, well, check out this time-lapse video captured stunning images of a snowstorm over the weekend. Now, it battered the coastline of Turkey's Black Sea town of Hulpa. You can see the blizzard slowly sweeping through the sea. Wow. The person who shot this video says it was actually a bit scary, but at the time, it was a natural wonder. 5:17 now to Decision 2020, the first primary election now underway right now in New Hampshire.
Yeah, midnight poll results show Senator Amy Klobuchar in the lead, but of course it's still very early. Most of the state is not even awake and voting yet.
Sleeping still.
Who is awake is Morgan Radford, NBC News in Nashua, New Hampshire, with us, one of the polling stations there in town. Good morning.
Oh, and Tanaya, good morning to you. We are at this polling station in Nashua, New Hampshire, where the line is already outside the building. People have been coming here since 5 a.m. this morning. And what's interesting about New Hampshire is that officials here say you should expect to see none of the chaos that we saw after the Iowa caucuses. They say here the process is streamlined. Everything here is done by hand. So you walk in, you get your pen or your pencil, and you mark your vote on a paper ballot. And then that ballot is counted inside a ballot box. But once it's scanned, that box is not connected to the internet. So there are no apps, there's no internet, there's no phone reporting of the results. And because of that, the voters and the officials have a lot of faith in this election process. But what's interesting, Owen and Tanaya, is that the voters we spoke to, many of them are undecided. So they say while they have faith in the process, they're not totally sure about the candidates. And because Iowa did not declare a winner within the typical time frame, they say it's really on them to set the tone and the pace of this election. And New Hampshire is important not only because because they're the first in the primary process, but they do have a record of picking the president. 14 out of the last 17 presidents won the primary here in New Hampshire. So the voters here in the Granite State say they have faith in the process and they are ready to pick our next president. Back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely the confidence in their system there for sure is the first in the nation primary. Morgan, so really, is there any concern about some interference of some kind from outside groups at all?
So when we spoke to officials and when we spoke to voters, they said that's really not their primary concern. But they have made sure that they've done some backup research and they've prepared for that possibility, which is why, for example, all of those ballot boxes I mentioned that are scanning the totals, they actually have the modems and the ports taken out of those ballot boxes. So it would make it very difficult to hack a process because, as the Secretary of State here says, you can't hack a pencil.
Very, very true.
Morgan Radford, live in Nashua, New Hampshire. We do appreciate that, and we'll see you a little bit later this morning on Today.
Wow. All right, 5:20 now on a Tuesday morning. How are we looking outside there? It's a little chilly.
A little chilly, a little damp, so it's going to be a winter day. You want to make sure that you have your jacket, that you grab your umbrella. We'll have these light, pesky showers in and out throughout the entire day. So what you're waking up to is what we're expecting for the rest of the afternoon. Let's take you outside. This is a live look from our Kaplan Sinus Relief camera. You're not, of course, going to see a lot. We're kind of up in the cloud deck and definitely going to deal with some pretty overcast skies throughout the day. Temperatures across the area generally in the 40s and 50s, so it is a rather cool start. And then we have those showers that are around town as well. Now, as I said, our showers are fairly light. They're not going to slow you down too much. Temperatures across the area, 49 degrees in Conroe, low 50s here in town. So when you combine those with those pesky showers, it's just a little uncomfortable. Those thunderstorms that you saw to the north, they're going to be staying to the north. So our 40% chance of rainfall, it's going to be that light drizzle, the light scattered showers, just annoying. You can see the moisture moving in from the Pacific. At the same time, look at that big spin out towards Arizona. That's an upper level system. It's moving in our direction, and that's going to bring us the cold front tomorrow that brings in a round of thunderstorms. Let's time everything out with our Futurecast model. Again, throughout today, it's going to be fairly light, but have that umbrella, maybe a jacket with a hood that you can pop on up, and then you're ready to go. Picking up the kids after school, make sure you have those umbrellas with you. As we go to the overnight hours into Wednesday, that's when we're going to focus our attention to that cold front. You can see those thunderstorms lagging behind the system itself, and also a pretty big cool down. We could drop down to the 40s, the 50s as that cold front rolls through. So it's kind of similar to what you're waking up to. As we go into Wednesday night, though, the rain moves out. We start to clear out the skies, and Thursday and Friday, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. We're anticipating about an inch of rainfall with this cold front, so no flooding concern, but definitely a wet go of things. We have an 80% chance of those scattered thunderstorms on Wednesday, and then look at that. Beautiful sunshine for Thursday and Valentine's Day. Our morning temperatures will be chilly in the 40s. Our afternoon highs generally in the low 60s. Now, looking towards the weekend, we do have some rain chances in there, and also a warm up. It's an extended weekend. We do have President's Day popping up on Monday. Eric, kind of hard to believe that we are already going into the holiday weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Everybody loves a good Valentine's Day, and it's nice to know that we've got a little sunshine during the day and just generally quiet weather. All right, let's take a look at the way things shape up for us right now. And at this point in time, we've got a little dampness on area roadways, but nothing to write home about by any means. So visibility is okay, a little bit on the slick side, but the East Tech Freeway at Texas looking good. We had a stalled vehicle right there behind the GRB. That has cleared out. So overall, nothing to worry about. On the North Freeway northbound, stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, not affecting any main lanes. So when this is the worst I can find on area roadways, we're looking pretty good for the start of the morning drive. It's 5:22. You expect roadways to be fairly light. Katy Freeway at Eldridge, exactly that. We've got a lot of lanes and not a lot of cars. That's the situation we'd like to be in. So if you are an early morning commuter heading out the door, you're in great shape. We continue to see drive times unimpeded by any kind of delay. Cypress, a 15-minute drive on the Katy Freeway that I just showed you, a 22-minute drive, and delay-free in the rest of the area. Drive safely out there. Have a great Tuesday. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Houston is now paying tribute to a woman who served it for nearly 7 decades. Anna Russell, a former city secretary, is being honored with a celebration of life ceremony today. Mayor Turner is joining family and friends for a tribute to Anna that is at 9:30 at the Hobby Center. She died on Monday at the age of 88. She worked with 9 mayors. All right, well, a basketball player shoots a basket, but doesn't make it in. It actually got stuck on the backboard instead. We'll tell you who got it down coming up.
And I'm health reporter Haley Hernandez. The risk of coronavirus is very low, but overnight there's been a new development in how many infections are here. Details ahead in Health Headlines.
.com.
526 at Channel 2 News Today. Today, one dog will be named Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show in Manhattan. Yesterday, thousands of pooches from more than 200 breeds fiercely strutted their stuff to claim Best of Group and a chance at canine glory. Last year, a wire fox terrier named King took top dog. And if you're wondering what the winner gets when they get Best in Show, that's it. Bragging rights. You are Best in Show. A funny moment during the Jazz Mavericks game last night in Dallas. A Jordan Clarkson three-pointer got stuck in the backboard. I don't know if it's like up behind the motorized. I don't know where it is up there, but it's stuck. So Kristaps Porzingis got a broom and tried to do it with his partner there. Who is this? Boban? I don't know this guy. I don't follow the Mavs. But anyway, the other guy's 7'4", so I guess between the two of them, they figured out a way. That's the real broomstick challenge, folks. That was the one. Not the one you've been seeing on the internet. That was the real broomstick challenge last night. Straight ahead here on Channel 2 today, a baseball player suing the Astros. Yeah, why he's claiming the sign-stealing scheme affected his career.
Time saver traffic. 288 is flowing along nicely. And when you see 288 flowing like this, you know that we're still very early in the morning drive because this is one of the first areas to get congested. If you're leaving the home right now, you're in great shape. We are crash free. We'll take a look at your current drive times coming up in just a couple of minutes.
But do notice along 288, a little bit of a spray back coming off of the cars. We have damp roads, scattered showers in your forecast for today. We'll take a look at what temperatures you can be expecting to take on coming up in your forecast.
And arts.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
This morning, a man shot to death at a North Houston McDonald's after his girlfriend asked him to stop for a restroom break. Ahead at 5:30, what we just learned about the gunman.
Another case of coronavirus confirmed in the United States. That's 13 now. What we know about the woman diagnosed. And we've got some expert advice this morning on how we can talk to our children about what's going on with this coronavirus.
The first votes in the first primary election now in. Democrats leading the polls right now. Plus, the moment Joe Biden's wife stepped in when a protester interrupted her husband at a rally.
Well, it is 2 a.m. and you have to go to the bathroom. You don't want to wake your partner by switching on the light, so you feel your way to the restroom. Stop walking around in the dark. This morning we're trying the Night Angel. It's a custom light that never burns out. Looks like a built-in light in your home. It is Test It Tuesday. We'll find out if the Night Angel is all that.
Nice.
Night Angel.
I know.
Nice name, too.
Kids.
Yeah. All right.
Seriously. Well, good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. 5:30 now on a Tuesday. I'm Tanaya Wright.
I'm Night Angel.
I'm Night Angel. Just rolls off the
old
tongue.
Stage name. Anyway, Eric Brate's here with traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. Things looking pretty good. We haven't had a crash so far this morning, knock on wood. We keep that going through the 6 o'clock hour, 7 o'clock hour, and beyond. But right now, just kind of damp roadways. Nothing too much to handle.
Yeah, Night Angel, do not forget your jacket today.
Yes, or the umbrella,
keep those
right?
wings nice and protected.
Fly,
yeah,
fly,
exactly.
Night Angel, fly.
It's going to be really just kind of a drizzleable day out there. That's one of Frank's favorite words. It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it really wraps up how you're going to feel. So the good news is we have a light at the end of the tunnel. We're still looking at beautiful weather for the end of the work week. We just have to get to that end of the work week. Right now, that's a live look from our tower camera. You're going to see a lot of damp roads on your drive this morning. Just make sure that you're driving smart out there. Our showers are very light. They're not really going to slow you down too much, but they're going to be pesky and out and about for the entire day. You can see a few of them in Harris County. Also notice the thunderstorms to the north of us moving over Crockett. Those are moving away from southeast Texas. We're not really anticipating any thunderstorms today. We're just going to have these light scattered showers moving in and out throughout the day. Temperature wise, it's going to be cool out there, especially with these light showers moving in and out. It's going to be one of those days that you want your jacket on. We're tracking some patchy fog at the coast. Right now you're visibly at about 2 2 miles, so nothing too thick, and we'll see some improvements once we get past sunrise. We're at 60 degrees right now in Galveston, 51 degrees here in town. We'll be lucky to hit about 60 degrees this afternoon, so it's going to be cool out there, Eric. We'll take a look at what we're expecting with a cold front tomorrow coming up. Over to you.
All right, Britta, thank you for that. A little bit in the way of drizzle, light rain showers out there right now, just enough to dampen the roads, make them a little slick. So that's the main thing you have to worry about as you step out the door into your car and head off to work this morning. If you are an early morning commuter, though, traffic is very, very light. North Loop at Irvington, typically really congested during the morning drive, just dealing with spray from the car in front of you. So leave plenty of room between you and the car in front of you so that spray doesn't cause you too many problems. 610 West Loop at Westheimer flowing nicely. We have a few cars on the West Loop, but again, nothing like the heart of rush hour. So we're in great shape along the 610 Loop. A reminder, speaking of this stretch of road, it's going to be closed over the Southwest Freeway again this weekend for the 3rd weekend in a row. So be aware of that. Inbound drive times continue to be delay-free. We are in the green across the board. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. 5:33. Let's go to breaking news in Huffman. Deputies say a man was killed after being thrown from his vehicle in a rollover crash. It was just before 3 in the morning at FM 2100 and Guy Road. The 36-year-old driver somehow lost control, hit a ditch and portions of a business's fence before flipping several times. Apparently there was some light drizzle out there at the time, but they're not sure if the weather is the cause. Investigators are still looking into that. Also this morning, police are looking for the man accused of shooting and killing another man at a North Houston McDonald's.
Now they tell us the victim's girlfriend had asked him to stop there so she could use the bathroom. Channel 2's Taisha Walker joins us now live from that McDonald's just off Airline Drive. So Taisha, tell us what you've learned.
Well, that's part of something new that I learned, that woman stopped here to use the bathroom when that shooting occurred. We also know, according to investigators new this morning, that the victim and the shooter knew each other. They do not believe the shooting that happened in this parking lot of this McDonald's was random. It was around 8 o'clock last night when police tell us that the man had stopped here at this McDonald's off of Airline Drive to allow his girlfriend to use the bathroom. While she was inside, investigators say the gunman approached the man as he was getting out of his car and began shooting. The victim was shot several times. Witnesses tell us that they heard about 5 gunshots, then heard the victim begging for help before he collapsed on the ground.
Then I guess his girlfriend or whoever comes outside and just starts like freaking out and like coming at me to tell me to call the police. Like I rolled the window up because she was drenched in blood. Like it was just too much. It was chaotic.
The man was taken to a hospital where he later died. We do not know his name as of yet, but we do know that he was about 27 years old. We also know that the suspected gunman likely left this restaurant here in a red car last night. Reporting live in North Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Taisha. Time right now is 5:35. Breaking overnight, the Philippines is intending to end a major security pact allowing American forces to train there. The country's foreign secretary says this notice was received at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. Now, he refused to provide any other details at this point. It is the most serious threat to a treaty alliance under President Rodrigo Duterte. He's often criticized U.S. security policies while praising China and Russia's. New this morning, some really scary moments for 2 HPD officers after the driver of a pickup crashed right into their patrol unit in Southwest Houston. You can see the officer's vehicle took on some major front-end damage. The crash even caused the airbags to deploy. Police say the driver of that pickup failed to yield the right-of-way at Harwin and Fondren. Fortunately, the officers and the other driver involved not injured.
The Houston Avenue Bridge along the Katy Freeway is back open this morning after being hit yet again. Traffic was backed up last night. Crews had to shut down 2 eastbound lanes to clear 10-foot tall cylinders from the roadway. They fell off a truck, the truck that was hauling them, of course. Houston police had to stop the patrol cars there to prevent them from rolling into traffic. The bridge has been hit dozens of times in just the last 6 years.
And now to a story that you'll only see right here on 2. This right here is dash camera video of a tow truck driver rummaging through the car of a hit-and-run crash victim in Pasadena. Now that victim tells us he was recovering at the hospital when this all happened. Roy Solis says the repair shop told him that the damage from the initial wreck was going to cost about $1,300. But the interior damage from that tow truck driver breaking switches and the other things inside, That is going to cost $1,900 to fix. And that's on top of the items that he says the driver stole.
These are the people that are supposed to be helping you, not someone that violates you when you're not watching. And that's the way I feel. I feel violated.
I'm sure he does. No, he says he only filed the police report and reached out to Channel 2 after the accused driver and his bosses refused to help.
5:38 now at Channel 2 News Today. The Decision 2020, the first primary election in the country, is underway in the state of New Hampshire. Democrats have been crisscrossing the state trying to sway voters, of course. Some of the midnight results are in. In one polling location, Senator Amy Klobuchar won. In another one, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg won with 3 write-ins. One was from a Republican. We'll, of course, update you with more results as they come in throughout the day, because the rest of the state is really just starting to vote. Hours before the polls opened, though, a protester interrupted former Vice President Joe Biden at a public rally last night. His wife actually helped escort him out. Today's Savannah Guthrie spent some time with the South Bend Mayor, Pete Buttigieg, fresh off his victory in Iowa.
I'm going to predict a win for Tuesday night.
I think we're going to have a great night. Look, we are competing against home region competition, 2 New England senators. I recognize that, but I still think we're going to have a great night.
So more of that ahead on today. Buttigieg and Senator Bernie Sanders have both filed recanvass requests for the Iowa caucuses, though. Sanders' campaign cited mathematical errors and inconsistencies in a couple dozen locations. The Buttigieg campaign requested the Iowa Democratic Party check the results in 66 precincts. Yesterday, the party chairman said it's reviewing the request and will respond with the next steps in the next couple of days.
Time right now is 5:39 this morning. An ex-Toronto Blue Jays pitcher is now suing the Astros, saying that the sign-stealing scheme cut his career short in the majors. Mike Bolsinger allowed 4 runs, 4 hits, and 3 walks in a third of an inning. And this was all during a game against the Astros back in 2017. The Blue Jays lost 16-7. According to that lawsuit, Bolsinger was immediately cut from the team. He's now seeking damages for his harmed career and wants the Astros to forfeit their nearly $30 million in postseason shares and give that money to charity.
The world continues to grieve the deaths of those killed in a helicopter crash with Kobe Bryant. Houston City Hall was lit up in red last night in honor of former University of Houston assistant coach John Altobelli, his wife, and their daughter, who were on board that helicopter. Hundreds gathered for a memorial service to remember the family at Angel Stadium in California. Altobelli was the head coach of the Orange Coast College baseball team for nearly 30 years.
Around the same time, Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, shared another message on Instagram with this video right here. She wrote in part, "My brain refuses to accept that both Kobe and Gigi are gone. It feels wrong." Vanessa went on to say, "I realize I need to be strong and here for my 3 daughters. I know what I'm feeling is normal. I just wanted to share it in case there's anyone out there that's experienced a loss like this. Please continue to pray for all." To the latest now in the coronavirus crisis, a huge jump in cases now being reported in just 24 hours. Chinese health officials are saying that there are now more than 42,000 cases there. 2
senior officials of the Health Commission of the Chinese province at the center of the outbreak were fired overnight. And now more than 1,000 people have died. Haley's with us this morning, where there's been another confirmed case in the United States. 13, is that the last number we got?
Yes, guys, that's right. A woman is being treated in San Diego, meaning there are now 13 cases in the U.S. She was among more than 200 Americans evacuated from Wuhan, China last week. Now, here in Texas, there are still no confirmed cases, but we're hearing from one of the evacuees who's in quarantine at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio.
Just make sure that I'm not infectious towards my family or my friends or anybody. It just makes sure that I won't endanger my loved ones, especially the elderly.
So today, quarantine ends for 195 Americans that were flown to a California military base. Here in Houston, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and Houston Health Department authorities are reminding everyone, don't circulate rumors about the coronavirus, and that if it continues, it's only going to create more panic. And since children are watching all of this unfold too, health experts say some of them may develop fears about the risk of their own health and safety. So they're offering this advice to parents. Listen to your child's fears. Don't dismiss them. Make sure you have an understanding of the virus first before talking to kids about what they're seeing on the news or hearing from other peers. And remember, the CDC is reporting risk of infection here in the U.S. is currently very low. The only thing they're really stressing is to quarantine the virus so that it doesn't spread among our borders, but the risk of infection is very low.
Good to ask about the peers, because you never know what kids start circulating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about this at
Is
school?
that where
What
the
have you heard?
rumors are coming from?
Yeah, right. Well, you know, with kids, who knows
Yeah,
what they'll bring home. But anyway, thank
Might
you,
as well
Haley.
talk to them
Great
about
information.
it.
Yes. All right, let's go to Britta now with a check on the forecast. Chilly start to our Tuesday, Britta.
Yes, it is chilly out there. So we have temperatures right now in the 50s here in town, 60 degrees at the coast, and we're tracking some patchy fog in our coastal counties, but your visibility about 2 to 3 miles, so nothing too thick, but don't be caught off guard. Meanwhile, you need to grab your umbrella. We have some light scattered showers across town. We are tracking some thunderstorms to the north of us. Those will be staying to the north of us, but we do have thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll give you details on that timeline coming up next. Owen, Tanaya.
All right, thank you, Britta. Well, chocolate, flowers, even teddy bears. These are all staple gifts for your honey on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I had this morning how you can celebrate your ex with zoo animals being involved. We'll explain that.
I know. If you want to spend money on them still.
You're still, yeah.
If you're still hung up, well, we are counting down with the fans getting ready for spring training. The important dates this week, next. Time right now, 5:44.
With a better night's sleep.
Good morning. Time right now is 5:45. Spring training is almost here.
Yeah, Astros pitchers and catchers report tomorrow in West Palm Beach, Florida. Workouts start Thursday. Under new skipper Dusty Baker. Full squad workouts start up Monday. And we got the Nationals for the first spring training game. That's on the 22nd.
Our sports director, Randy McAvoy, is going to be heading to Florida today, so you can look for his report starting this evening. We'll have the player arrivals and even interviews with the team all week long. You can also find our expanded coverage online every day at clicktohouston.com. Still ahead on Channel 2 News today, hormonal acne. You don't have to live with it.
Yeah, health reporter Haley Hernandez with the pill that's changing lives. Some are even calling it a miracle. That's ahead at 6:40.
And it is Test It Tuesday. This morning we are testing mood lighting, a light that takes seconds to install and never burns out. We're going to show you how the Night Angel works and how much it'll cost you.
On you.
Good morning. Time right now is 5:48 on this Tuesday. If you're not feeling the love on Valentine's Day, 2 Texas zoos are looking to help you. Now, you're going to want to look away if you're eating your breakfast right now. Oh.
Yeah, it's gross.
Oh, yeah.
Unless that's what you like for breakfast.
And yeah, so it's a delicacy in some places.
exactly.
Now, you can pay, ooh, that's close-ups, to have a cockroach named after your ex and then watch it be fed to animals on a live stream. The San Antonio
Or maybe
Zoo.
just get over it.
I know, seriously. Are you going to tell them to tune into and send it to them? Thinking of you. The San Antonio Zoo is going to charge you $5 to do this, but it's free at the El Paso Zoo. But they would like some donations. So as an extra incentive for this, for every $1,000 raised, the El Paso Zoo director will eat one of those roaches.
Oh.
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 Now they're stepping in.
What are they eating? Potatoes?
There's got to be better ways to raise money.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Ellie says, I love you like a cockroach.
I know. Or don't call me.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Ban.
out.
It's much easier to unfollow and unfriend.
Exactly.
Right? Well, weather today, it's just not the best, but we still have sunshine in the forecast for the end of the work week. So we have some good stuff on the way. We just have to get to it. Today you need your jacket, also your umbrella. This is a live look outside where we have overcast skies and light rain showers across town. Temperature-wise, we're in the 40s and the 50s right now. So you definitely want to make sure that you grab a layer. We're at 51 degrees here in Houston, holding on to the 40s in Brenham, 60 degrees in Galveston, and 56 degrees currently in Lake Jackson. Now here in town, we just have these light pesky rain showers. That's what we're anticipating for the whole day. So again, it's not going to be hefty downpours. We are tracking some thunderstorms to the north of us. So if you're traveling up 45 into North Texas, you could be running into that. For us, it's going to be an annoyance. Overcast skies, temperatures only getting up to about 60 degrees. We'll keep in a 40% chance of rainfall for the entire day. We're tapping into all this moisture moving in from the Pacific. We have that cold front that's right offshore. And then you can see that big spin moving through Arizona. That's an upper level system, and that's going to bring us the thunderstorms as we move into your Wednesday forecast. And tomorrow's really the last day of the unsettled weather before we get to enjoy the beautiful sunshine. Let's time everything out. I'll pause the clock for school drop off this morning. Damp conditions. Temperatures are going to be cool out there. Kids need to dress with pants, a jacket, and an umbrella in their backpack because after school pickup, you're going to have some rain showers across town. But again, they are very light. Different story for tomorrow. As we go into tomorrow morning, we're tracking that line of showers and storms pushing in from our northwest counties. Notice the temperatures behind the front drop to the 40s. This line of thunderstorms not really anticipated to make severe weather, but downpours, thunder, and lightning, they are possible. As the cold front moves off into our east counties through the afternoon, we still have some showers and thunderstorms behind the front. It is not until Wednesday evening that we completely clear out and we get to enjoy a beautiful Thursday, Friday. Rainfall totals, about an inch of rainfall, so no flooding concern, but it will be inconvenient when the thunderstorms roll through tomorrow. And then you get to enjoy that. Eric, Thursday and Valentine's Day, sunny skies in the low 60s.
I can't complain about that by any means. It's a great way to finish up the work week, I'd say, too. All right, let's get to traffic now, shall we? And we've got one slow spot entering the 610 loop from the Gulf Freeway. That's pretty much about it, but we are starting to see more and more cars on the roadways. We do have some wet roadways out there, as Britta mentioned, so you'll probably need to give yourselves a little extra time on this particular morning commute compared to others. Take a look at the Gulf Freeway as we zoom in through the 610 loop. That one slow spot there around Howard Avenue, Monroe. 24 minutes, though, into downtown. Things looking pretty good overall for this time in the morning. Let's take a look at some of our other area roadways. North Freeway at Gulf Bank, a little sluggish heading into the Shepherd Curve. This is another one of those areas that's first to really get congested in the morning, and that's exactly what we're starting to see. 288 northbound is looking pretty good overall. We've got some spray coming off the cars. So yes, it is a little bit on the wet side, a little on the slick side. 13 minutes right now in from Pearland, just a couple minute delay right now. That will begin to grow pretty quickly over the next half hour or so. Right now, though, we are still in the green. That means people are moving along at or above 50 miles per hour on all of our area freeways. Drive safely out there and, yeah, take care of those wet roadways. Back to you guys.
Definitely. Thank you, Eric. Well, sometimes you just need a little light to illuminate a dark space or even a hallway. You don't want to have to switch it on or off, and you don't want one of those bulky night lights that you have to unplug when you need the outlet.
Yeah, it's like it's straight out of the infomercial, right?
Exactly.
Amy Davis tests a product that checks all those boxes.
I gotta try not to watch the commercial too long before I write this thing, because it's gonna sound like it, right?
Pretty funny.
It's the Night Angel. That's what the product is that we're testing. It uses LED lights, and they're pretty bright. The manufacturer actually says they're guaranteed to last a lifetime.
Belinda Folan keeps her kitchen nice and tidy, and even though there's not a lot of clutter, she worries about getting up in the middle of the night and walking without much light.
The hallways, the kitchen, and leading into the kitchen, sometimes even the bathroom. Several of the outlets need lighting at night so we can maneuver without having a full light.
And night lights, well, the Night Angel commercial sums them up about right.
But regular night lights are bulky. They tie up your outlets. Plus, you're constantly replacing them.
The Night Angel costs $6.18 at Fry's Electronics, and all you need is a screwdriver to install it.
It sounds really promising, so we'll see.
In about a minute, Belinda unscrewed her old outlet cover and put the Night Angel on. These small prongs plug in to provide power to the Night Angel, leaving your electric outlets free. And as soon as she put it on, it lit up her hallway.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
The Night Angel has a built-in light sensor, so the LED lights illuminate when it's dark. Here's Belinda's hallway without the Night Angel, and now the same hallway with the Night Angel. Belinda is sold.
Just for the convenience of not having to plug in, and it looks nice.
The only problem, now she wants more.
I say thumbs up.
I need more.
So on my Facebook page, a lot of you told me you already have several of these around your home. If you want to buy one, you can find a lot of them that are not this same brand at varying prices. We only tested the Night Angel, so we can't vouch for the others, but several people told me they purchased some online that work well too at a lower price point. You can get like a 5-pack for like $14.99.
Where you do your research, right?
Yeah.
See the reviews, verified purchases on Amazon, etc.
Exactly.
Et cetera.
Yeah, but
Cool
I think I
idea.
want to get some.
Those are really
I
nice.
know. Yeah.
It almost would be also had a little motion action too, where they only turn on the motion.
When you walk
that way you
by?
can leave them off.
I don't know, like on your kitchen counter on your backsplash, I like that look where it's on.
Exactly, because I have some of the night lights around my house. And
Yeah. Cool.
Those are pretty nice. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Well, now here's Joel Eisenbaum with the story he's working on for tonight at 10.
Channel 2 investigates on a mission to find out why a cancer-causing byproduct North Carolina doesn't want is now being buried in our backyard.
Yes, sir. We work for Channel 2. We've been trying to get in touch with company representatives.
Even famous activist Erin Brockovich is chiming in on this one.
We just end up with another massive groundwater contamination.
Gen X, what is this stuff and what is it now doing in Deer Park? Channel 2 investigates tonight at 10.
We're back, trending just before 6. Meet 6-year-old Liliana Hake.
Oh.
She's a USA National Miss Michigan Junior Princess on a mission to spread kindness. Liliana already completed more than 1,000 acts of kindness, and she says she's not planning on stopping anytime soon.
It's almost Valentine's Day, so it's the perfect time to start doing some acts of kindness. I think that everyone should do acts of kindness. If you're going to do this, it should be freely. You should want to do this.
Exactly. Oh, look at her.
How cute is she? Liliana says a simple way to start spreading kindness is to make a new friend, ask good questions, and always wear a smile.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
Well, this morning the polls are open in New Hampshire. First primary in the nation underway. Democrats vying for a nod for their party, while the president takes aim at all of them.
My only problem is I'm trying to figure out who is their weakest candidate. I think they're all weak.
Now, what we're expecting from New Hampshire after that crazy mess in Iowa.
The future of space is looking bright. A massive budget request by the White House to fund their mission to infinity and beyond.
Keep the umbrellas handy. It's a cool start this Tuesday morning. A little more of the same, a little bit of rain. And Britta's here to give us the long-term outlook. It's Tuesday, February 11th at 6 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Owen Conflenti.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Eric is in with a check on the road. So how are we looking? A little bit drizzly out there in parts.
A little drizzly. We've got damp roadways, so you might expect that we'd be seeing accidents all over the place. We're not. We've got one minor accident on the West Beltway. We'll cover that here in just 1 second. But really, if you're leaving home right now and headed out to work, to school, you're in pretty good shape. But the roads are a little wet, so just bear that in mind. It may take you a little longer than usual.
Yeah, you just gotta, drive smart out there, that's for sure. It's gonna be a rather cool day. Your jacket and your umbrella will be with you for the entire day. The good news is we still have sunshine in the forecast for the end of the work week. So let's take you outside and show you what it looks like. A little drizzleable, as Frank would say, and that's gonna be the theme of today. We have overcast skies on Exact Track radar. We have these light pesky showers across town. They're gonna be in and out of the forecast for the entire day. Those thunderstorms that you see to the north will be staying to our north. So again, we're not anticipating thunderstorms moving through today. That will be moving in for tomorrow. Meanwhile, within the loop, a few light showers moving through, so you are going to see damp roads during your morning drive. We're also tracking some light patchy fog directly at the coast, but you're visibly about 2 to 3 miles, so nothing too thick moving through Galveston County and Chambers County. We're at 48 degrees currently in Tomball, 51 degrees at Bush Airport, 59 in Galveston. We're going to get to about 60 degrees, but that's going to be a struggle, so it is going to be a relatively cool day with a 40% chance of those light showers lasting through the day. We'll take a look at that return of sunshine and also the thunderstorms that we have to get through to get to that sunshine coming up. Eric?
All right, time saver traffic now, and we've got one accident, as I mentioned, that's working. This is on the West Beltway. We're starting to see our normal slow spots begin to develop on area roadways. West Beltway overall is flowing pretty nicely, but we do have this one accident. It is southbound on the West Belt, and it is right at the entrance ramp for Bissonnette. So folks getting onto the freeway from Bissonnette kind of have to jump out into the main lanes. A little precarious. Hopefully they get this taken care of within too much time, and things aren't problematic problematic right here for very long. Elsewhere, like I said, on the West Beltway, we are working just fine. This is through the West Chase District at Westheimer. No problems whatsoever. Other side of town on the Beltway, on the East Beltway, right at San Jacinto Port North, looking good. As far as drive times go, inbound on the main arteries across town, we are still almost delay-free. 4-minute delay coming in from Pearland, but we are starting to see volumes pick up, and so things are beginning to slow down a little bit. All right, do drive safely out there. Roadways are a little wet this morning. Back to you guys.
All right, Eric, thank you. 6:03 right now. Let's go to breaking news this morning. A truck is used as a battering ram and smashed into a CVS overnight.
That's right. This was an apparent all to steal an ATM. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli is inclined now this morning where this all went down. So, Vincent, to make matters worse, we understand that this truck was apparently stolen.
That's right, and the truck crashed right behind me. Take a look. It has since been towed away. You can see the entrance here is destroyed, windows shattered, and debris scattered throughout the store. The Precinct 4 Constable's office reports they believe the suspects were trying to steal an ATM. However, they failed and took off from the store, leaving the truck behind and running. Detectives ran the plates and discovered the truck was reported stolen out of Tomball. No injuries have been reported as the store was closed when the truck crashed through the entrance. Right now, it's unclear how many suspects there are. However, investigators are in the process of looking over surveillance footage. Reporting live in Klein, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Vincent. Time right now is 6:04 this morning. A Clear Creek ISD middle school teacher has resigned following allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a student. Now, this is a different video from a different story, but this story, the allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a student. That woman taught at Space Center Intermediate for 4 years, we're told. Her name has not been released to the public, and as of right now, no charges have been filed.
All right, we're looking ahead to Decision 2020 this morning. It's primary day in the state of New Hampshire. Democratic candidates have been pounding the pavement, so to speak, leading up to the vote today. The latest polls show Bernie Sanders ahead, with Pete Buttigieg running right behind him. But of course, they've just started to vote in New Hampshire today. President Trump decided to pop in for a rally last night in Manchester.
We are going to defeat the radical socialist Democrats. We are going to win New Hampshire in a landslide.
We are in this together. Every family in America has its problems, and we have got to stand together.
At a moment when our country is so divided, we can't risk further polarizing the American people.
Stay with Channel 2 all day and the Click to Houston app to keep up with the results as they come in. And you can always find them at click2houston.com. So on Leon 2, a pizza delivery driver is opening up about a terrifying night on the job in Northwest Harris County. He was carjacked and robbed at gunpoint, he said. Max Marin told us it started out as a routine Friday night, like any old delivery night. But the home that he went to deliver the pizza to turned out to be vacant. The robbers were waiting in a car in the driveway.
Come up, grab me, stick a gun right in my chest, say, hey, give me the keys, give me the car, give me the wallet, give me the phone. The sheriff's department, when they came out, had informed me that this is the second call of a similar run-in.
That day?
That day.
Marin said the toughest part was losing his car. He said he just paid it off. It was the only way he and his wife can get around town. He said he also told us he did quit that delivery job and is looking for new work closer to home.
Time right now is 6:06 this morning. There is now some new evidence this week in the college cheating scandal, specifically involving actress Lori Loughlin and her daughter Olivia Jade. Prosecutors have released what they say is Jade's college resume. With her name redacted, the resume appears to show a number of lies involving the USC rowing team, 2 gold medals at the San Diego Crew Classic, and other competitions dating back to 2017. But investigators say she never even rowed with the team. Now prosecutors are debating whether to charge Jade in this case as well.
The man accused of trying to assassinate 2 New York City police officers has appeared in court. 45-year-old Robert Williams is accused of shooting one officer in a patrol van, then barging into a Bronx precinct and shooting another. Both officers have been released from the hospital. Williams is scheduled for court again on Friday.
The first in the nation primary is now finally here.
Yeah, coming up, we'll follow up more on what's happening in New Hampshire as the polls open up to voters. Some were open at midnight, in fact. That's kind of one of their special things they do in New Hampshire. We'll have more on Decision 2020 ahead this morning.
Hey, it's easy to get frustrated when you're searching for a new job, but just wait until you hear how one Houston woman is turning the tables in her job hunt with a website that has employers across the globe reaching out.
North Carolina approve this message.
And welcome back on a Tuesday. I hope you're having a great start to your day. West Beltway 8 at Bissonnette. The minor accident we had on the entrance ramp southbound from Bissonnette has been cleared. That is always good news. Let's take a look at one of our other freeways, typically one that gets congested pretty early on a morning commute. 288 Alameda Genoa is starting to really back up now. So if you're heading out the door shortly from the Pearland area, you're looking at a 16-minute commute. That's a 5-6 minute delay. Not too bad yet, but it will get worse. Quick look at the inbound drive time. Overall, still looking pretty good despite the fact that we have wet roadways out there. So be sure to drive carefully with the slick roads. Britta?
Always good advice, Eric. We're tracking some pesky showers here in town, and that's what we're anticipating today. Annoying light rain showers, that light drizzle as well. Currently right within Harris County, that's what we're dealing with. So you are going to see damp roads for your morning commute, and temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. It's a cool start out there. When you combine that with those light rain showers that you see in Kingwood, you want to make sure that you grab your jacket and also grab your umbrella. That's a live look from our tower camera along the Southwest Freeway. We're going to top off around 60 degrees, so it's going to be a cool day, but we'll take a look at some sunshine in your extended forecast coming up next. Amy?
All right. Thank you, Britta. Hey, if you've tried looking for a job lately, you know it can be tough. It's hard to wow anyone when you can't even get through to the hiring manager.
But one Houston woman took a different approach. She's created a website that turns the tables. It's nowhiringmynewboss.com. On the site, you can see her experience and fun facts that show her personality, like, I'm the oldest child. Did you know many times the oldest children are responsible, organized, and ambitious? And then the kicker. She lists the job description and qualifications for her dream boss, along with a link where you can apply for the job.
I think the job search process is very outdated, and I think it really should be a two-way street.
Brianna Land is a mom of 2 looking for a marketing position. The traffic on her site shot up. More than 1,000 visitors in a couple of days after a consultant in New York shared it on LinkedIn. She's received calls from Fitbit for a remote job in Ireland and several others, and a ton of support from complete strangers.
I've gotten like hundreds of messages and from people just encouraging me.
Brianna is still looking for her perfect boss.
Nothing yet. I'm still hiring.
So if you want to check out Brianna's website and even apply to be her boss, we're linking you to her website on click2houston.com.
Very creative.
Wow. That's what I thought when I saw it. I mean, it makes sense that she's in marketing, but I was like, really? Yeah, that's
You gotta do something to stand out.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's clearly standing out. Thank you, Amy. Well, coming up, the White House's new budget is now out, and NASA getting a big piece of that pie. How much President Trump wants for the space agency. Next.
Plus, the U.S. Justice Department's big break in the 2017 Equifax hack, who they say was behind it all, and why they may never see justice. It's 6:12 now, Channel 2.
Good morning, time right now is 6:14. It's primary day in New Hampshire, and the first votes have already been cast. And as in tradition, the voting kicked off just after midnight with a few small towns right near the Canadian border. Alice Barr is in Manchester this morning, joins us now live with the very latest from the campaign trail, including a visit from President Trump. Alice, good morning.
Good morning tonight. Yeah, President Trump was here for a rally last night. He was attacking his potential Democratic rivals, and he was also perhaps offering some motivation as voting begins today. As you mentioned, there was already a small tally, and we're talking really small, let's be clear. These 3 little towns just by the Canadian border, they go out right after midnight. This is a long-held tradition, and they cast their votes. And in some cases, it's really the entire town that comes out. There was a little bit of a surprise. The first and the most well-known of the 3 is Dixville Notch. 3 out of the 5 people who cast votes there actually wrote in the name Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York. So that was a little surprising because he's not actually on the ballot in New Hampshire. He decided to enter the race a little bit late, so he won't be appearing in earnest until Super Tuesday. Now, that was Dixville Notch, but out of the 3 little towns this morning, overall leading is Senator Amy Klobuchar. She has been kind of surging here in New Hampshire particularly, and she is certainly hoping to have a good showing here in order to keep some momentum to drive her forward third from this point. Now, stepping back to the much larger picture, we've got the minute little one there with the 3 little towns. There is a new national poll that's out today that shows that for the first time, Senator Bernie Sanders is moving into the first spot. He's actually surpassed Joe Biden on the national level for the first time. Joe Biden in second place, and again, that name, Michael Bloomberg, in that national poll coming in third. We'll send it back to you, Tanaya.
All right, thank you, Alice. Big day today in New Hampshire.
Let's talk about the future of space. The White House has requested a massive boost to NASA's budget for the new fiscal year, $25.2 billion, a 12% increase, and the largest budget the agency has seen in decades. Almost half the amount will be spent on the mission to Mars, trying to land on the red planet in 2024. It was one of the biggest cyber attacks ever, and this week the massive Equifax data breach has led to 4 people being indicted. The U.S. Justice Department's accusing the Chinese military of the 2017 Equifax data breach. They're seeking prosecution against 4 members of China's secretive cyber team called the 54th Research Institute. The FBI admits these 4 people will likely never face justice. They also say it's unclear if China ever used any of the stolen data.
Surely by now you've seen the very latest craze literally sweeping the internet. It's called the Broom Challenge. A viral tweet suggests NASA said on Monday that that would be the only day the standing broom trick would work because of the Earth's gravitational pull. And as with many things on the internet, people ran with it, posting videos and pictures of this challenge. Alyssa Russ sent us her picture. She says that she and her broom standing in the kitchen for over an hour. Wow, saying this was definitely entertaining, and her dog in the background. But the truth is, the standing broom trick has everything to do with balance. The center of gravity is really low on a broom and rests directly over the bristles, which means if you can get the bristles positioned just right, your broom will stand upright any day of the year. And oh, and you got it to stand upright. Our floor director, Glenn, couldn't do it. But then you knocked your broom over with a nice swift kick.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we weren't dreaming here. But yeah, anyway, you never know what the internet's going to come up with.
No, right?
And I love how they tried to pin it on NASA too. It's pretty funny. So anyway, 6:18. We got a real scientist here, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of them actually. Sorry.
Exactly.
Well, you're in traffic today.
No.
I was like, not me.
No offense taken.
Traffic's kind of a science too these days.
In Houston, yes.
Can be, right?
Every day.
In Houston, you need a serious master's degree to get through our traffic, that's for sure. You know, weather today, it's just going to be kind of gloomy, yucky, drizzleable. Pick your favorite adjective, right?
I like the drizzleable.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Shout out to Frank.
Yeah, Frank's
Billingsley.
always good at that one. So that's a live look from our tower camera. It's just really kind of a yucky start out there. We're in the 40s and 50s. We have that light drizzle, some patchy fog. You just want to make sure that you're not driving too fast on our slick roads. Our rain showers today, though, will be very light. These are pesky, annoying rain showers that we're anticipating. The issue is they're going to be in and out of the forecast for the entire day. Temperature-wise, we're in the 40s off to the north and west. So Tomball, you're at 48 degrees. Katy, you're in the upper 40s. We're in the low 50s here in Houston and 59 degrees in Galveston. The cold front that rolled through yesterday is right offshore. We're not anticipating it making a move up to the north. That means we're going to keep it cool today, maybe up to 60 degrees. Overcast skies. It's going to be chilly and damp with a 40% chance of those pesky rain showers. We're just working in all this moisture from the south and west. At the same time, we're tracking this spin of low pressure moving in from Arizona. That's going to be the kickstarter that rolls through a cold front for tomorrow. So we are anticipating thunderstorms in your Wednesday forecast. I want to pause the clock for school drop-off. Make sure your kids have pants, their umbrellas, maybe a jacket with a hood. Our on and off rain showers will still be around for after-school pickup, and our temperatures, as I said, around 60 degrees. Most of the day, you're going to be sitting in the 50s. As we go into tomorrow, take a look off to the north and west. Here's a look at that cold front arriving for tomorrow morning. Notice the temperatures behind the front drop to the 40s. It crosses through the metro area, bringing rumbles of thunder, a few downpours. We're not anticipating severe weather. That's going to be off to the northeast of our area. Behind the cold front, we still have scattered showers and thunderstorms moving through. We do not clear out until Wednesday night. We're going to pick up about an inch of rainfall, so no flooding concern, but it's going to be a rather stormy day tomorrow with the cold fronts rolling through. The payoff is beautiful sunshine. Eric, Thursday, Friday looks great, but we will have cooler temperatures in the low 60s.
Well, we can deal with the coolness. A little bit of sunshine is always a good thing to have. So, yeah, kind of cloudy today, a little bit in the way of rainfall. You can see that green on the map. That's an indication of some drizzle. Very, very light rain shower activity. So we do have wet roads. As you can see up here, East Tex Freeway, Will Clayton Parkway through the Humble area. Roadways are wet, so a little on the slick side. Traffic volumes are picking up, so we're starting to see speeds go down. North Freeway, Gulf Bank, for this time in the morning, it's actually flowing pretty nicely as we head into the Shepherd Curve. Northwest Freeway at Jones 290, sloppy shot here. A lot of spray on the cars coming off the cars, so give plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. Make sure you can see what's going on. That spray can be kind of blinding. Katy Freeway at Kirkwood flowing along nicely. Probably don't need to use the pay lanes here on the Katy Freeway just yet, heading through the Energy Corridor. Overall, your outbound commutes, if you are coming outbound on either the Katy Freeway or the North Freeway, you're looking at pretty much delay-free drive times right now, and then the inbound side of things looking fairly good. We're starting to see slow spots coming in from the Woodlands, from Kingwood, from Baytown, Clear Lake. Also, Pearland, your delay is building to about 10 minutes right now. So put a wiggle in it, get out the door so you don't have the major delays like we see every morning around 7 o'clock. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Well, everyone's favorite online store is going to war.
Amazon wants answers over a Pentagon contract, and they're going all the way to the top. Maribel Abers live on the story with us from New York.
It's a billion-dollar battle, and Amazon wants permission to question President Trump. That's Head Live from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square.
All right, well, back streets back. All right, and I can't sing, but they are heading to Houston this fall. The iconic pop group.
You went for it, though.
I tried.
I gotta give you credit for going for it. Heck yeah.
It's early. I'm a little tired. The music group announced they're bringing their DNA World Tour to the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion in the Woodlands on October 2nd. Fan club members will have access to pre-sale tickets that will go on sale today at 10 a.m. Tickets for the public will go on sale Friday morning at 10 on Live Nation.
Don't be mad if I auto-tune that and make it into a remix.
We can fix it.
6:25 this morning, we're getting an idea of how popular, or maybe not so popular, the Oscars were. Plus, Amazon goes to war with the White House. Let's go to Maribel. She's got more from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, New York. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. When Amazon Web Services wants President Trump to testify in its battle over a Pentagon contract, Amazon is protesting the awarding of the $10 billion contract to Microsoft. It alleges that Trump used undue influence in the decision on which company won the contract. The president has repeatedly criticized Amazon and its CEO, Jeff Bezos, who also owns the Washington Post. The contract is a 10-year deal to help the military get better access to technology and data from remote locations. A new low for the Oscar ratings. Sunday's award show on ABC drew an average of 23.6 million viewers. That's the lowest ever and down 20% from a year ago. Just 6 years ago, the Oscars were drawing more than 40 million viewers. Other award shows have also seen ratings slump as viewers now have more entertainment choices than ever before. Owen and Sanaya, it's definitely tough for us to watch those shows on our schedule.
I never do.
And there was no bold host either. No real reason to watch unless you just love all of the actors in the movies. There was nothing for anybody else.
Exactly. And I haven't seen half those movies, so I learned the next day.
Yeah. Thanks, Maribel. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Well, the Astros moving on to Florida for spring training.
But a ball player that used to be in the majors isn't moving past the team's sign-stealing scandal. Coming up, why he's suing the Stros.
And I'm health reporter Haley Hernandez. If you've tried pills, creams, cleansers for cystic acne and can't find relief, I've got details on one pill that's really not even supposed to be for acne, but a lot of people swear it clears up their skin. Details are coming up.
And so far on this Tuesday morning, despite the wet roadways, we're doing pretty well. Gulf Freeway at Tellefson as you're heading into downtown is moving, and that's always a good thing. We'll talk about how long it's going to take you to get from point A to point B from where you live into work. That's all coming up at the bottom of the hour. Stay tuned.
And this morning, we are tracking scattered showers, some light drizzle, temperatures in the 50s. It's a chilly start. Grab your jacket, also grab your umbrella. But we have sunshine on the way. We just have to get through a line of thunderstorms. I'll time everything out coming up.
Repairs.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
Good morning. We have a developing story, some brand new details in the shooting death of a man at a North Houston McDonald's. What we've learned about the connection between the victim and the gunman still on the loose today.
And a chilly start to our Tuesday morning here in Houston, but don't expect anything to really change. In fact, you better grab that umbrella before you head out the door as well.
Dinner, flowers, chocolates. How much are you planning to spend on Valentine's Day? A new survey shows which age group is overspending and why.
Ooh, intriguing. Well, good morning, everyone. 6:30 now on a Tuesday. It is February 11th. I'm Tanaya Wright. Almost Valentine's Day.
Right. Good morning. I'm Owen Conflenti. Eric's on traffic. How we doing?
We are doing well despite the weather. The road conditions a little sloppy out there. That was Owen's word of the day, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
We can probably use it again today. Despite that, we are actually crash-free right now. So that's good news. 6 o'clock hour, that doesn't happen often.
That's not bad, especially with damp roads. Yes. They will be with us for the whole day. So we're going to have these pesky light rain showers. Nothing too heavy, but just enough to get in your way. So grab your jacket and your umbrella. That's a live look over downtown. You're kind of up in the cloud deck with this shot. We're going to have overcast skies throughout the entire day, and we can see those light showers on exact track radar. Again, they are very light. We're talking about maybe 1/4 of an inch of rainfall today stacking up, and you can see it moving through our north counties as well. I do want to take you up the East Texas Freeway, moving from Harris County into Montgomery County. Just a few showers around Kingwood, moving up towards Roman Forest. Just an example of what you can see throughout your day. Temperatures are in the 40s off to the west and north. We're at 47 degrees in Conroe right now, mid-50s in Pearland, and 59 degrees currently in Galveston. We're not going to have a considerable warm up today, maybe 60 degrees. So expect to be in the 50s for the majority of the day with a 40% chance of those pesky light rain showers. We do have rain chances going up tomorrow. We have a cold front on the way, Eric, so I'll time everything out with our thunderstorm chances coming up.
All right, sounds good, Britta. Jacket weather today, definitely, with temperatures holding near 60 degrees. A little bit of light rain on our traffic map right here. You can see a little bit of orange, a little red starting to creep into some of our arteries, too. That means we're starting to slow things down. It's getting a little busy out there, and we're seeing traffic kind of get to stop-and-go status in many of the usual places. One of those places, the East Texas Freeway heading into downtown. The headlights here, approaching Minute Maid Park on the East Texas Freeway. It is a slow go there, so most of the East Texas Freeway is flowing freely, but it's just as you get into downtown that things start to go south. Same thing, Southwest Freeway at Chimney Rock heading into the 610 loop. We've got those lane restrictions due to construction on the interchange. That always slows you down. And finally, Gulf Freeway at Broadway. It's always a little slow heading into the 610 loop. Right now, 27 minutes in from Nassau Road 1 to downtown on the Gulf Freeway. And we're seeing usual delays elsewhere around town, kind of getting into the yellow for your inbound drive times, which is typical for this time of day. Again, no crashes out there, so that is always good news. Drive safely.
Eric, thank you. 6:33, a developing story this morning. We're learning more after a man was shot to death at a North Houston McDonald's parking lot.
We're told the victim's girlfriend had asked him to stop at that restaurant so she could use the bathroom. Channel 2's Taisha Walker is live outside of that McDonald's just off Airline in West Tidwell. So, Taisha, police say the victim and the gunman knew each other?
That is the belief this morning, Tanaya. They believe that there was some sort of confrontation outside of this McDonald's, which led to that deadly shooting this morning. Police here in Houston searching for the suspected shooter. We know that the shooting happened around 8 o'clock last night, outside of this McDonald's off of Airline Drive. A 27-year-old man was fatally shot. Detectives tell us that he was shot multiple times by a man who approached him as that man exited his car. Witnesses say the suspect got away in a red car. Meanwhile, the victim collapsed in the parking lot of the restaurant after yelling for help. Investigators say the victim's girlfriend was inside the restaurant using the bathroom at the time. We disguised the voice of a witness, but take a listen as she describes what she heard and then saw.
I heard 5 shots get fired. I hit the ground. I heard a car go off. As soon as I stood up, my granny came outside to see if I was okay, and then I look in front of me, and there's a man drenched in blood, and he says, "I got hit, call the police."
The victim ended up losing his life at the hospital. Again, the suspect remains at large this morning. If you know anything about the shooting off of Airline Drive, you're urged to call police and Crime Stoppers at number this morning, 713-222-TIPS. Reporting live, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Taisha. Time right now is 6:35 new this morning. You are looking at the aftermath of a crash involving 2 HPD officers in Southwest Houston. As you can see, their patrol unit took on some pretty major damage to the front of it. Police say the driver of a pickup failed to yield to the right-of-way right on Harwin and Fondren. Fortunately, the officers and the other driver involved not injured.
The Houston Avenue Bridge along the Katy Freeway has been hit again, this time by 10-foot tall cylinders. TxDOT says a big rig traveling eastbound on the Katy Freeway. Well, they hit the bridge with the cylinders on the back, and they came loose, and they fell onto the freeway last night. They had to stop traffic and clear the roads. The bridge has been hit dozens of times in just the last 6 years.
This morning, many people still feeling concerns about the coronavirus, but Houston officials are once again urging people not to spread lies about that deadly virus on social media. Shops in Houston's Chinatown are taking a hit in business despite there being no legitimate concerns here in our area. California health officials say they actually made a mistake when releasing a coronavirus patient from their care. The patient had to be evacuated to the United States from China and tested positive for coronavirus. That patient was not released to the public, however, and instead went into a 14-day federal quarantine. They're now back in the hospital and reportedly doing well. In China, though, the situation continues to worsen. The death toll has now soared over 1,000 people, and almost 2,500 more were diagnosed with the deadly virus, bringing worldwide infections to 43,000. All but a few hundred of those cases are in China. China has also fired 2 leading health officials in the province where that virus originated.
To Decision 2020, all eyes are on the state of New Hampshire this morning. It's primary day there. Voting kicked off early this morning. We know the true test comes as voters turn out throughout the day. Though Democratic candidates have been crisscrossing the state trying to sway voters, and then President Trump had a campaign rally in Manchester last night.
And a lot of people's minds still on the chaotic Iowa caucuses. Pete Buttigieg and Senator Bernie Sanders have now both filed recanvass requests. They were sent in after the final caucus results came in, awarding Buttigieg 14 national delegates and Sanders 12 delegates. Yesterday, party chairman said it's reviewing the request and will respond with the next steps within the next 48 hours.
Houston City Hall was lit up in red overnight to honor a former University of Houston coach killed in the helicopter crash with Kobe Bryant. John Altobelli, his wife Carrie, and daughter Alyssa were killed, along with Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and the others. Yesterday, the Altobellis were honored in Anaheim, California. Altobelli was the coach of Orange Coast College baseball. So they held a memorial there at Angel Stadium for the family. UH coach Todd Whitting attended the event to remember the former Cougs assistant.
Time right now is 6:38 this morning. A former Toronto Blue Jays pitcher is now suing the Astros over their sign-stealing scandal this week. Mike Bolsinger has filed a civil lawsuit against the Astros in Los Angeles. He's accusing the team of unfair business practices and believes the sign-stealing scandal directly impacted his career. He was demoted after the Astros batters dominated him across 29 pitches in one game back in 2017. He's now suing for damages to be awarded to charities and retired players who need financial help.
Another Texas school district is stirring up controversy over hair this morning. Just days after former Barbers Hill ISD student DeAndre Arnold walked the red carpet at the Oscars showing off his dreadlocks and drawing more attention to it, there is this new case now involving a 16-year-old boy from Poth, a small town near San Antone. Newt Johnson was told to chop off his hair, even though he's growing his hair out for his little sister Maggie, who's battling an autoimmune disease, and she's losing her hair after chemo. So Newt's growing out his in case she needs a wig. Well, he says he's standing his ground, something his family taught him to do.
It really stressed me out because I already worried about my sister.
Pick your battles. You know, if it's something you believe in, you just have to go for it.
Poth ISD has a rule against boys having longer hair. The district offered a meeting with the superintendent, but they say Newt's family declined. He has since dropped out of school and is being homeschooled now to support his sister.
Time right now is 6:39 on a Tuesday. Let's get a check on the forecast with Britta. Good morning.
Good morning. A little chilly, a little damp. This is a live look at the Southwest Freeway. We are going to have slick roads throughout the day. The good news is our rain's going to be really light, but it's going to be in and out for the entire day. So a good day to have a jacket and your umbrella. Temperatures right now, 54 degrees here in town, upper 40s in Tomball, 55 degrees in Pearland. Our winds are coming in from the north. The cold front that rolled through yesterday actually made it all the way offshore. Not going to be returning today, so it's going to be rather cool. Make sure your kids are wearing pants. Also have a nice jacket on and an umbrella in their backpack, even for after school pickup. Eric, we're talking about maybe 60 degrees today. We'll see if we have a warm up on that 10-day coming up.
All right, sounds good, Britta. Time saver traffic now, and we're starting to see things get a little bit sour on area roadways. Let's take you first to the southwest side of town. This is the Southwest Freeway inbound at the 610 loop. We've got reports of a stalled vehicle blocking a right lane here. This is where you exit to get off onto 610, so it is slowing things down as you're coming in from the Sugar Land area. Other tough spot is the North Freeway inbound. This always has problems, it seems like, but heading toward Beltway 8, you've got a left lane block due to an accident here. So your drive times coming in from the Woodland are beginning to grow because of that accident. Right now, 43 minutes into downtown. Elsewhere, we're starting to see bigger delays out of Kingwood coming into downtown, and now out of Katy too at 35 minutes. Drive safely. Roadways are wet out there. Back to you.
Eric, today we'll find out who's best in show.
Coming up, a look backstage at the Westminster Dog Show as dozens get ready to strut their stuff.
Free guacamole. I'm consumer expert Amy Davis with what you have to do to get yours and where you can get it coming up.
And next, I found a prescription that helps women in their 30s and 40s struggling with hormonal acne. Why some are calling it a miracle drug.
North Carolina
today. 6:43, Channel 2 Sports. Rockets face the Celtics tonight in their last game before the All-Star game.
That's right. This is a really important home game for the Rockets. They need the win tonight to stop a 2-game losing streak. They're coming off a really tough buzzer beater loss at home to the Jazz. Tonight's game tips off at 8:30 at Toyota Center.
Spring training, that is, starts tomorrow for our Astros. Here's Carlos Correa heading to Florida with a friend.
Oh.
There's his dog, Groot, named after the Marvel superhero. Channel 2 Sports' Randy McIlvoy will be there with more tonight at 10. I echo the emojis. That's adorable. All right, now to one of the fiercest competitions. And speaking of dogs, who will be top dog at the Westminster Dog Show in Manhattan? Last night, hundreds of dogs had their game faces on as the breed winners were chosen. The big prize, though, of course, the winner of Best in Show will be crowned tonight. Last year, it was a wire fox terrier that took top dog. So we'll see who it is this year.
We will see. Well, a miracle drug used to cure acne. That's not a drug for acne at all.
Health reporter Haley Hernandez is explaining how off-label use for a blood pressure pill is helping women in their 30s and 40s. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. So hormonal acne can hit you for the first time as an adult, and the harsh treatments that were used in your teenage years won't work as well for adults. A lot of times nothing works. That's why some are calling spironolactone a miracle cure.
Erica Padilla says she struggled with acne, and not just ordinary breakouts, but deep, painful red cysts below the skin along her jaw.
I probably tried about 4 or 5 different medications. They were very painful. It even hurt when I would eat.
She says Dr. Sherry Ingraham from Advanced Dermatology in Sugar Land found the cure for her. This tiny pill called spironolactone, typically used as a blood pressure medication, made the hard-to-treat acne disappear. Dr. Ingraham says the pill has been around for decades, but it's typically a last-ditch effort to clear the skin.
You know, typically we talk about Accutane and antibiotics, but spironolactone is another class of medication. It's what we think of as a hormone-blocking drug. So we use this medication a little bit differently. A lot of times I'll start a patient on this medicine with antibiotics orally, and then after a few months I'll take them off the oral antibiotic, but they'll maintain on the spironolactone, and that's because spironolactone takes about 6 weeks to start working, and really at 3 months you see the true effects of the medication.
Dr. Ingraham says men, pregnant women, kidney patients, or people who find relief with topicals should not try spironolactone. But for patients like Erica, this is everything she was waiting for.
It came to the point where I don't even have breakouts anymore.
Now, patients on blood pressure medication need to consult with the doctor who prescribed that medication before using spironolactone for acne. But in general, Dr. Ingraham says side effects are mild. Most people tolerate this drug well, except because it is a hormone blocker that can hurt men and pregnant women, so it cannot be used for them at all.
Nice.
Very important.
Yes.
Thank you, Haley.
Haley.
6:46 right now. Britta, how are we doing out?
Oh, a little gross outside.
Yeah.
So grab your jacket, grab your umbrella. That's a live look from our Kaplan Sinus Relief camera. So you're kind of looking into the cloud deck. We're going to have overcast skies today and not really a huge warm up. So right now we're in the 40s and 50s. We'll be lucky to get to 60 degrees today. Take a look at Exact Track radar. We have some light scattered showers here in town. That's the good news. We're not expecting heavy downpours today, just those pesky light showers and a little bit of light drizzle. The roads are going to be wet on your morning drive and wet throughout the day. We're at 45 degrees right now in Navasota, 48 in Tomball, down to the southeast of downtown, upper 50s in Galveston, and 55 degrees currently in Pearland. As I said, we're going to keep it in the 50s for the majority of the day, maybe up to 60 degrees. Expect those overcast skies and about a 30 to 40% chance of that light rain. We're just tapping into that moisture moving in from the south and west. Cold front that rolled through yesterday is right offshore. We kind of need something to completely clear out the skies, and that will be happening tomorrow. Take a look at this big spin moving throughout Arizona. That's an upper level system. It's going to drag a cold front through here, and then finally we'll see some sunshine move in. For school drop off today and through lunchtime and after school pickup, just keep those umbrellas with you, or maybe a jacket with a hood, because we'll have those light showers in and out, and also that fine mist and drizzle. As we go into tomorrow, we look off to the north and west. We have a line of thunderstorms approaching us. Behind that cold front, we do drop down to the 40s, so it's going to be another chilly day tomorrow. Ahead of the cold front, you might get into the upper 60s, but it's going to be that drop that you really notice, and then we'll have those thunderstorms rolling through. We do not clear out until Wednesday night. We're anticipating about an inch of rainfall, so again, no flooding concern, but we are going to have rumbles of thunder behind that cold front. Thursday and Friday look great, Eric. Sunny skies with temperatures in the 60s.
All right, looking forward to a little sunshine, Britta. Thank you very much. We've got some accidents out there, typical stuff. 6 o'clock in the morning, things seem to change around here in the Houston area, so let's do a little rundown. New one, this is on the Katy Freeway inbound, townbound, right near Heights Boulevard. It is blocking, looks like a left and center lane, so a little bit of trouble there. Delays are beginning to build toward the 610 loop. East X Freeway inbound on near the Will Clayton Parkway. You can see the backup here. It goes all the way past FM 1960, almost to the county line. So a slow go as you're heading in from the Kingwood area. And on the North Freeway, we've got backups approaching the Beltway. And it looks like this accident may have cleared at Gears Road. This camera was trained on this particular accident, blocking a left lane. This time of the morning, though, when you get a delay from an accident, once the accident does clear, it's hard to kind of recover from it because the traffic volume is just so big. You may want to think about taking the Hardy Toll Road as an alternate route. 40 minutes in from the Woodlands right now, 48 in from Kingwood, and 39 minutes in from Katy on the Katy Freeway. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, a new survey finds that most coupled Americans plan to spend about $150 to celebrate their love. That is, unless they're a millennial.
All right, consumer expert Amy Davis with more on that study and other consumer news. How we doing?
Yeah, so that age group between the ages of 24 and 39 is planning to spend $208 on food, entertainment, and gifts, so quite a bit more than the average. This is according to a new survey from Bankrate.com and YouGov PLC. Millennials cite newer relationships and social media as reasons for their spending plans. I don't know.
So just to impress the other people.
Yeah, maybe. I know.
Look what I bought my girlfriend.
Yeah, they aren't the only generation planning to spend more than average. Gen X plans to spend $160. Baby boomers, meanwhile, plan to just spend about $100.
I've been together longer.
At the grocery store. No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
Out of the grocery store.
Like clean the house instead.
Hey, look at this. What's old is new again. Britta, I hope you're watching. Samsung is debuting its newest flip phone today.
It flips the other way, Britta.
Yeah, so folks got a first peek at the Galaxy Z Flip. But look at it. It looks awesome. They released this in a 30-second commercial at the Oscars. Britta's not impressed.
She's really disappointed.
Well, the commercial showed the phone in action. It flips open to reveal one large screen, and then it also shows, see the phone sitting with the top of the screen facing vertically for like video chat, so you can just sit it down on a table.
You can't flip both ways, huh?
Yeah, we don't know the price yet, the specs, or the actual release date.
Or if it will work, because the first one they tried, that one didn't work.
It's going to work. Anyway, so those details will come out later today at a Samsung event. Chipotle giving away free guacamole. They're calling it Guac Mode. The company is making the offer to celebrate the one-year anniversary of its rewards programs. So you got to download the Chipotle Rewards app by February 20th, and members will get one free side of guacamole or free topping when they buy any regular price entree.
Free guac. Nice. All right, 6:51 traffic and weather next here on Channel 2.
This message.
Breaking news this morning, a huge mess at a CVS in Klein after a stolen truck ran right through the front of that store.
Yeah, cops think they were after the ATM. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli live there with the story.
Yeah, that's right, but they did not get the ATM. Check this out. The cleanup process has started. The truck left a monumental mess. The truck has been towed away, but there is debris everywhere. Authorities say the suspects were trying to steal the ATM. However, they failed and took off from the store, leaving the truck behind. Detectives say the truck was stolen out of Tomball. No injuries have been reported as the store was closed when the truck came crashing through the entrance. Right now, detectives are working to gather a suspect description. And guys, want to get more information, I'll be sure to pass that along. For now, reporting live in Klein, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Vincent. Developing this morning, a killer is on the run after police say he shot and killed a man outside of a North Houston McDonald's.
Our Taisha Walker is outside that McDonald's at the Airline in West Tidwell. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Detectives tell us they do not believe that the shooting was random. They believe that the victim and the shooter both knew each other. That shooting took place in this parking lot yesterday around 8 o'clock. We know that a man had pulled up to this McDonald's as his girlfriend used the bathroom last night around 8. As he was getting out of his car, detectives say that's when someone approached him and began shooting him multiple times. The 27-year-old victim was taken to a hospital where he did die yesterday. This morning, Houston police looking for the suspect they believe got away in a red vehicle. Reporting live in North Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Taisha. Top stories on this Tuesday morning. A former Galena Park ISD school bus attendant is due in court today. Sergio Lopez is accused of inappropriately touching a 13-year-old disabled student. He is charged with misdemeanor assault. Investigators accuse Lopez of trying to rub that girl's leg and trying to kiss her.
A celebration of life will be held today for Anna Russell, the former secretary who served the city for nearly 7 decades. She died Monday at the age of 88. Mayor Turner is joining family and friends for a tribute at 9:30 at the Hobby Center.
The first primary election in the race for the White House is now underway in New Hampshire. Results from the midnight poll show Senator Amy Klobuchar in the lead right now. But again, these are very early numbers. We will, of course, keep you updated as more results come in throughout the day.
All right, time saver traffic now. We've got one accident that continues to work that's on the East Tex Freeway. Good news for you Katy Freeway inbound drivers. We have a delay here from an accident, but the accident has cleared. You can see Katy Freeway at Heights is clear. But yeah, the delay is probably going to be with us for the remainder of the morning drive. It's kind of hard to line things out once we get into the heart of the morning drive. East Tex Freeway southbound Will Clayton Parkway does show backups. In fact, 1960 is almost a parking lot. So if you can get onto the East Tex Freeway south of the Will Clayton Parkway, maybe around Rankin Road, you'll be in much better shape. You can avoid this right here. The overall drive time in from the Kingwood area, 46 minutes. That's the worst drive time so far this morning. You can take a look at current drive times. A little slow coming in from Katy because of that previous accident. 39 minutes in from the Woodlands and 28 minutes in from Pearland. It's about an 18-minute delay. Britta?
And you want to make sure you have your jacket and your umbrella. We'll have some pesky rain showers today, some light mist and drizzle. There's a live look at exact track radar. Our showers not going anywhere. We have overcast skies and temperatures right now are chilly in the 40s and 50s. We'll be in the 50s for the majority of the day, maybe hitting 60 degrees. It's a generous forecast out there. We do have a line of thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. Past that, finally, sunshine. It's going to be great for the end of the work week.
You could use that. And Peppermint Patty Day.
I do like those too.